You're welcome everybody back to the channel. It's your boy Khalil G, and today I wanted to make some baits with you guys again. And I just ordered this brand new bait that I found on Amazon, and it's by a company called like Best NJ or Best NI. I'm not really sure how they pronounce it, but that's the name right there. And yeah, it's pretty slick. It's a 3.3 inch. As you see, it's like a 3.3 inch worm. He calls it the Menace. So it's a 3.3 inch Menace. It's a pretty nice bait. And yeah, it's proudly made in the Ukraine. You guys can see that. Best NJ, proudly made in the Ukraine. Soft plastic, more lower tooth cavity, and this is like a polyurethane. It's not really, it's not the steel ones that I'm used to having, so that's why I wanted to try it, because I got it on Amazon. It's not like I got it from Do It Molds or England AI, which are great companies, but I wanted to give someone else a shot, and it looks really good. It's got all the breathing lines. It's got everything you need to make a great bait, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some trailers, and we're gonna come up with some funky, cool colors, because it's springtime, especially down here in the South, and it's time to get those colors out. All right, so let's get to mixing colors. All right, so this one right here is the bait, and this is what it looks like when it comes in the box. It just comes in a nice little package. It says the name on it, proudly made in Ukraine. It looks pretty slick. It's got a little instruction for how to make the silicone baits. Comes with everything. Microwave instructions. It's basically all the stuff we've always been teaching you, just came with instructions for making it simple and getting it done. It also comes with oil, which I thought was a pretty slick thing. Thank you for your purchase, Best NJ. Get to leave them a little description, a little feedback, a little comments. But I'm gonna give it a little shot. I am going to crack this thing open, and I'm gonna pour it up. It's a nice little Grub, and I think it'll be great as a trailer, like I said. So we're gonna pour this guy up and see what it does. All right, we got everything set up and ready to go. Of course, I'm going back with the worm plastic from Dead On, because this is some really good plastic. I'm gonna make just about a cup and a quarter worth. No additives, no extras, no nothing. Just pure, clean plastic. We get it in the microwave. We'll see it when it gets right back. For those who haven't seen it in a while, put some shadow over it. That's what the bubbler does. It takes all the vacuum chamber, takes all the bubbles out. It's loud, It's this little machine right here. Yeah, she gets to the right spot. It looks like it's water bubbling. And then it'll all just drop back down. And then that's when you know you're good. Yeah. And then there's also that little meter right here, which I can't show you for some reason because my camera won't flip. But yeah, it's ready to come out now. All right, and here we are, fresh out the vac chamber. So it's looking pretty decent. It's semi-clear. It had a lot of bubbles in it, and I had to recook it a few times and put it in the vac chamber, but it looks good. So now with the next couple of heats, it'll turn out right. Now the real question is, what color? What are we doing here today? Now I wanted something with red, because red is hot right now. Red is hot at the beginning of spring, and I have a pure red. This is Bates Plastics PP 100. I got that red. I'm gonna do like 3 drops of that red. I think this red is thick. Oh yeah, that was 3 drops. And it turned thicker than Kool-Aid. Thicker than Kool-Aid. Oh, that's really red. I'm gonna add 1 more drop. All right, just 1 more drop. Yeah, it's still very see-through. Pour some on the table there. You see that? So it's not terrible. It just looks like Kool-Aid right now. So here's what I want to do. I want to add a touch of this indigo purple. This is like a color changing purple. It gives you this blue purple effect. It's one of the first colors I ever had that did that, and I was super amazed by it. Let me start with 2 drops of that. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. It just should technically just darken it a little bit. Yeah, so just put a darker color on the red. Add a little purple to it. Oh, you can't see my hands in the way, I'm sorry. Add a little purple to it, basically all it did. And put it next to the other one. See? On the table, you can't tell the difference. In the cup, it turned from Kool-Aid red to blood red. Now, blood red is a decent color, but we need to find something to put in it. So, what flake are we putting in this? Do we add more red to the red? We definitely need to add black. Do we add black with the purple? What about black, purple, and green? Yes, I got a moss green. And we can do some moss green. Oh, this is super fine, so I'm gonna go light on that. I forgot that's at 0.008. That's super, super thin, like pollen. And then I got this GL100 0.40 hex purple. So this is a lot thicker. So I can actually go a little harder with the purple. And then I got the 4-ounce black. And I also believe that this is 40 because of how thick it is. It's either 40 or 30. It might be about, I think it's the same though. Don't quote me, it doesn't say. But you can see those 3 colors. That's beautiful. Those 3 colors plus the stir-in. Let's see what we get before our liquid gets too thick. I don't know what temperature this plastic was at, but it is still has not set up. It's still very liquidy. So I'm going to squeeze some of this into this mold. We're going to get our first run right now. We're not going to hesitate. We're not going to take a break. We are going to make it happen right now. Okay. I don't know how much liquid I need. Probably not a lot. It's a very little mold. All right, we back, and it has been sitting for a while, so now we're going to wait. We're going to let it, I had let it set up because this is a different kind of mold than I'm used to, so I wasn't sure of how long it was going to take to set up properly in this type of mold. But it came out, it poured nice. I didn't feel any kind of flashing. I do see whatever these are, like vent holes. So maybe there's just some vent hole overshots in the vent holes. But we'll see. We'll open it together. This is literally my first time. No games and no exaggerations. Let's see what this looks like. Excuse me. All right. I can't open it. See, I'm gonna damage it if I do that. That's crazy, because it's chipping when I do that. All right, well, here's something you need to know. Don't force it open. They have a little edge here at the back. Maybe that's how you do it. No, because that's not thick enough. What can I stick in here to get this open? Well, that's a little thicker than a knife is. Let me see if that'll help. Yeah. Broke it. Wow. Well, I guess you get what you pay for. And it's not a metal mold, so therefore it's clearly breakable. All right, I done pulled it open to the point where it's pinching me back. And I still cannot get this thing open. Maybe I let it sit for too long. Maybe it's part of the mold now. Maybe I should have put that oil in there. Maybe that's what that oil's for. I did not oil it. Maybe that's one of my issues. Because I'm getting it open. Oh yeah, it's sticking so bad. You have got to use some oil in this thing. I mean, it's got screws in it. I can't peel it away. I'll break it, trying to get it open for the first time. I mean, it's really bad. Oh man, that is so bad. It's all the way apart and it's still sticking. Whew. Well, that is not good. What a wasted shot that was. And when I say everything is cooked to it, everything is cooked to it. All right, well, it's probably going to take me an excessively long amount of time to get all of this from being stuck inside of there. This has really gotten me want to be like, next video, this was a bust. But I also didn't give it its just due, so I don't know. May have to come back to this one. It was hard to open. I damn near broke it trying to open it. Now I gotta figure out how to get all this gunk out of here, including the little indentions and fins that it made. All because I didn't use the oil from in the container, which it probably tells you to do on the instructions. Which I didn't read, because who the hell reads instructions? Instructions? Huh. There's no instructions. But yeah, I most definitely should have read the instructions. Because now I'm stuck with an unusual mess. I've never had this experience before. And that's because I've never, ever, ever used this type of thing before. I wish it cleaned off a little easier, but it probably would have had it been oiled properly. So that is going to be my number one thing, is trying to figure out how to get all the rest of this up out of here and get some oil down up in these holes. Because, Yeah, that looked bad. All right, we're back out the table. It took a long time to get these things back. And as you can see, I have now cleaned them and I have oiled them. They are shiny and I was scrubbing them and I got them clean. So now I'm gonna find out what happens when we try again. I'm gonna give this, I did remelt this, but I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds in the microwave. Get it nice and spicy. Alright, and once that comes out, we'll get an actual full-fledged hit. Now, mind you, when I put the oil on this thing, it was thick oil, so it was almost like motor oil, how thick it was. It was kind of a lubricant, so I rubbed it in with my finger. It wasn't no injecting kind of thing. I just had it sitting open for a while before I started the camera back. It was so intense, I wasn't even sure if I was going to start recording again tonight. It was ridiculous. Yeah, that should be good enough. It was already really hot. So, yeah, get these colors stirred back up. I want to see all the colors, the blacks, the purples, the greens. Yeah, that look good. Let's see if we can make it look good in here. Don't want to over push it and look like it's trying to flash on me. I don't want to go from one problem to another. All right, let's let it set up and see where we're at. All right, I'm not going to wait forever because last time I let it set up, I got whatever that is. So now I'm going to see if I can pop this thing open. It should be ready to go. At least I hope it is. And maybe it'll open up. And it for sure opened this time. Oh yeah. Nice and oily. That is super, super duper oily. But it's a pretty color. Let me see how this looks. This is really a bait test more than a color test. But aside from being really oily, hold up, my camera won't focus. There it is. I mean, they're ultra oily, but they are really pretty though. There's a lot of oil on that one side, and the glitter kind of settled on one side over the other, and it was standing straight up. So maybe because it was like that, maybe I need to lay it. I can't lay it flat, so that's just one thing you gotta think about: how fast your glitter settles. Let me pop this off of these. Those pop off pretty easily still. And that's it. That's actually, it's really soft. Well, the bait's, the plastic's really soft. And it's got like a smooth section here in the middle, but it's ribbed all around. It's actually really nice. I actually really like that. The color is something to be seen. Let me see if I can get you guys a view of this. All right. You have to look to the light, Caroline. Caroline, stay away from the light. But you see how you can see through it? And see what I mean when I say that it's kind of heavy with the, I'm kind of holding it super tight because it's so oily. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. But it's crazy because it looks reddish. And then, let me bring it down with me. And then as you start to see, it looks reddish. And then as you start to come down away from the light, it gets darker and darker and darker. And that's kind of and we got where we are. So it looks dark on the camera here, but once it hits the light, it's like a see-through red, and that's what that purple does. I told you that. This right here, this indigo from MF Plastic, this one right here, it gives you this weird tint where it looks like a dark color. It's a darkish reddish color, and then you hit the light and it changes colors. So these are way better than whatever that was. And for comparison, I made something else. Put these here. I made these off camera because I wanted something in the same size range to compare it to. Hopefully these came out right. It's been a while since I pressed any of these up. And that is BM, the 3.5 inch ripper. Sorry, 3.5 inch ripper. And they're shiny. They came out shiny, so that's, some of it was the oil, some of it's just shiny. And this was after I let this settle for a while, didn't really stir it up after it wasn't so hot. And then after it wasn't so hot and I restarted in that shot, you get these, and then they came out nice, and they came out really nice actually. So the 3.5 inch ripper, one of my original classic shoots, versus my new I believe it was called Menace, 3.3 inch or 3.4 inch. And those are beautiful. I am going to be throwing these in the water so soon. They are so soft. I mean, look at the flexibility on this thing. And the stretch, the durability by the tails. Look at that. That plastic is amazing. Durable, super soft, super light. That's dead on plastics. This 3.3 inch, beautiful. Beautiful. Came out beautiful. That is absolutely wonderful. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming by and watching that. That was an increasingly hard thing to do if you don't do it the right way the first time. Now, I thought about going ahead and running a whole bunch of these and making a bunch of these, but I was actually satisfied with just seeing and feeling them, because that's not something I want to run in that very specific color. And I don't want to feel like I wasted this color. So I may actually run a lot of these. I may actually turn that into a worm, because this is a really pretty worm color, and I got plenty of worms, so I'm going to save that and not use that again for this. But this right here, beautiful. And shout out to the guy that made it again. This, really good. Yeah, so thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for coming by and watching me make these baits. I plan on fishing these sometime soon. I got all this bait around the shop that I've just never used, so I really don't have to make any baits, man. I make these baits because I actually enjoy doing this when I can't actually go to the water and wet lines right now. So that is awesome, and that's a great bait to buy. It is on Amazon. Again, I'll try to put it down in the description for you guys. And yeah, just keep fishing with me, keep rocking with me. I see you guys on the next one, man. I'm out.